In this video, I will teach you how to use the let's form in spoken Finnish. Coming up. What's happening, Fantastics? My name is Aleksi and I make authentic, fun and useful videos about Finland. So if you're interested in Finland, do me a favor and hit that subscribe and the bell button so you don't miss any awesome Finnish stuff on this channel. And welcome to another Saturday live stream. It's a bright day, really nice weather here in Tampere, and in this one I'm going to teach you another useful structure in spoken Finnish, and we have already some people joining in the live chat. Let me know in the chat or in the comments where are you watching this video, because it's always cool to know like where in the world we Fantastics are located. We have Flashed Music, hello, and then this Greek script which I unfortunately can't read. We have Tobias, moi. Okay, so we have at least some Fantastics already joining. That's awesome. And as you can see on the screen, there's two things I will be teaching you this. These are grammatically wise quite simple, not difficult at all, but still very useful, because also in Finnish when we are making suggestions to our friends, hey, we say, hey, let's go to bowling, or let's eat, or let's have a drink and stuff and so on in English, but we also use this in Finnish quite a lot, so this is really useful and easy grammatically wise, so I think it's gonna provide a lot of value. And we have people from Tsekki, Tartu, Jyväskylä, Thessaloniki, Greece. Oh, we have a lot of people around. That's great. And Saksa also. Nice. And we have 70,000 subscriptions. Yes, that's great. We have broke 7K. That's also good. Okay, so I will be checking my notes here, and I have the chat here also open. So while I'm explaining, I'm not maybe looking at the note on the chat, but I try to have a look at it every once in a while. Okay, let's do this thing. All right. So let's clear this out, and I'll first write a few sentences here, and then I'll explain what we're going to do. So let's start with some warm up here. So this is, and all of this will be in spoken Finnish, and I will explain everything as we go. And let me just see if I can keep the comments there. Okay, I probably have to push the play button. Okay, whatever. So me syödään this means we eat or we are eating. And this is because in Finnish we don't really have this ing form like in English. It's so this kind of, I think it's progressive form. So this can mean either one. And then let's take the next one. Me juodaan. We are drinking. Or actually let's keep this consistent. We drink or we are drinking. Actually I can just copy this here. Can't I? Oh, it's not working. Okay. Oh, and then we have me tehdään ruokaa. This means we are cooking. Okay, again the same mistake. We cook or we are cooking. Okay, so let's just start with this one. So in spoken Finnish, if we use the we form, I have covered this, for example, in my spoken Finnish basics course, which you can access for free, by the way, in the links in the description. We always tend to use the passive form. So actually, let me just write one more line here. So if I would like to say we eat in standard Finnish, that would be me syömme. This is standard Finnish, but for some reason in spoken Finnish we tend to use this passive form when we use the we form. So instead of saying me syömme, we say me syödään, and this syödään is the passive form instead of the active. And if you just quick example of what is active and passive, like I'll just take this in English because maybe it's easier for you to understand. So let's say I eat an apple. This is active. But if I say, okay, let's just say the apple is being eaten, and this is passive. So this is passive and this is active. Just quickly to remind you. So in the passive one, the verb is kind of targeting to the subject itself, and in active phrase there is someone that is doing something to something else. Okay, so that is just the stuff between there. Yes, and here we have, for example, we eat, me syödään, we drink, me juodaan, and then we have me tehdään ruokaa, we cook, or we are cooking. Okay, so these are basic phrases in we form. So how this is related to let's? Okay, I'll write you a few more sentences, which are really close to the ones that I already wrote. Syödään, juodaan, tehdään ruokaa. Okay, let's see if that you can see everything. Okay, that's good. And so let's surprise. What does these sentences mean? This means let's eat. Actually, let me add the exclamation mark there also. Let's drink. I'll explain this and then I can look at the questions if you have any. And let's cook. Okay. What do you see here? Compare these sentences here, up here, and down here. So these ones that I just wrote are these let's forms. Syödään, let's eat. Juodaan, let's drink. Tehdään ruokaa, let's cook. So as you can see, it's the same form, the same passive form used up here. But there's a small just a small difference. I don't have this me, which means we in this case. So if you want to say the let's form, you just take the verb in its passive form and you remove the we, the subject. So if you want to say let's eat, you just say syödään. Let's drink, juodaan. Let's cook, tehdään ruokaa. Okay, so quite simple. And let's take some more practical examples. I'll delete this here so we can make some more space. What did I have here? Okay, examples. Wow, okay. Let's take a few examples here. And what do I have here? It's okay. For example, mennään jo. This means let's go already. So we have the okay, this is the passive form of the verb to go, which is men. Actually, let me just take a new slide, so maybe it's easier for you to see the stuff, because it's gonna just scroll out too much. And the same would be in the as a question, would be mennäänkö jo. And in English, if I would make this a question, I think it would translate like shall we go already, or just let's say let's go already. But yeah, you don't really have to worry about the English translation much. But if you want to make a let's question, like of this let's structure, then you just use this regular question structure, how would you do in Finnish. And if you want to make this even more spoken Finnish, you can say okay, it's gonna go too much. Let me just put it this way. Mennäänkö. So you actually don't put this ko, but you add x. And this I've also covered in the spoken Finnish course. Okay, good stuff. Let me have a look if there's any questions so far. Is let's in spoken Finnish the passive form? Yes, that's exactly. So it's actually quite useful if you learn the passive form of a verb, because then you can use it, one, as a we form in spoken Finnish, two, just like as a real passive if you already know the passive, and three, as a let's form. So it's actually quite useful to learn those ones. Menags or menags, it's actually two N's. Menags. Actually, yeah, how would I put this in a way that you would see it better? So it's either mennäänkö or mennäänk's. But you can use either one, but in spoken Finnish we often put x instead of ko or kö. Okay, let's take more stuff. For example, if you want to say, okay, let's use the x form now, so you already know this. Tehdäänkö tänään jotain yhdessä? This means let's do something together. Okay, it's going too much. Let's do something. Okay, I'm just gonna put it in the separate line, so you will see everything. Together today. Okay. And this is actually another useful question you can say. Tehdäänkö tänään jotain yhdessä? Tehdäänkö tänään jotain yhdessä? Let's do something together today. So just use the passive form and then kind of fill out the rest of the sentence as you would do in a regular sentence. And this is how you make a let's form. Tehdäänkö tänään jotain yhdessä? Okay, that's another even more casual stuff, but I'll just keep I'll try to keep things simple for you. Too easy, I knew that before. Much harder is the negative form with älä or älkää. Yeah, that's actually imperative form. That's you're telling not someone to do something. Yeah, but that's for another video. Hey Aleksi, maybe you can separate a bit the microphone for your mouths. Okay, breathing mouths. Okay, let me do that. Actually, that's some quite often I forgot to do that, but thanks for the heads up. Hyvä kun osaa jo suomea. Okay, so this is quite easy. Just use the passive form without the subject. So you don't say, for example, in this one. Actually, let me write another line here. If you say me tehdään tänään jotain yhdessä, then this would mean this is just a regular sentence which means we are, or actually we do something. Let me just minimize the size a little bit. Okay, no, maybe not too much. There we go. We do something together today. And actually it's all the way, it's still too long. Yeah, so if you compare tehdäänkö tänään jotain yhdessä, let's do something together today. And if I say me tehdään tänään jotain yhdessä, then it just means we do something together today. So this is the difference what you just need to understand between these two. Okay. How is the negative example? In the negative one, I think there's not really a structure. You would just use a regular. Okay, let me give you an example of that. Like if you say we are not. Let's not do something together today. That would be ei tehdä. Yeah, you just make a negative passive. But that's for another lesson. Ei tehdä mitään tänään yhdessä. Yeah, that's a good question, and I actually didn't even take it into account in my notes. But you just make a negative passive, and if you know how to do it, then that's fine. But if you don't know, well, that's okay, because you don't really usually suggest anything negative to your friends. So at this point, it's fine. Let's see. The good question. How would you say that greetings from Philippines? Terve kauniaista. Okay, we have a lot of people there. Okay. Good. And next, let's take one more thing, and this next one is actually a little bit more tricky, but not too difficult in my opinion. Let's go to next one. Where's my notes? Actually, let me just copy paste this, so we'll save some time. You don't have to keep looking at my writing. It's not gonna be in caps, but I think it should be okay for you. So next one we're gonna use the let's go to do something. And why I'm teaching you this one is again because if you want to suggest your friend to do something together and go somewhere to do something together, and this is really common in Finnish, in my opinion at least. So for example, we have here mennään syömään lounasta, let's go to eat lunch. Mennään juomaan kaljaa, let's put the capital M here, also here. Hashtag grammar Nazi, we have that word in Finnish also. So mennään juomaan kaljaa, let's go to drink beer or some beer, and mennään tekemään ruokaa. So we have the same verbs. Oh, my caps lock is on. Okay, there we go. Let's cook some food. And you probably see we have the same word mennään from previous one. This is the let's. Let's do something. But then we have another verb, because we have let's go to eat lunch. And this is a little bit different. And next I'm going to teach you how you can form this form. This is a grammatically new form, but it's not difficult to do. And if you know the rule how to complete this form or create this form, then you can use it with any verb, because the rule for this one is going to be the same. Okay. And yes, and this there's also a name for this one, and I'm just going to write it here for people who might be interested in, and there's also a link in the description where this one is explained a little bit more in detail. If you didn't understand or want to check it out later, you can go definitely check it out there. So the rule how to make this one is to use the mennään, which means let's go, and then a structure we call third infinitive. This is actually quite horrible, but don't get too scared. Illative. Third infinitive illative. And I'm just writing this. This is actually quite advanced grammar if you would learn this through a textbook. But luckily this is actually quite easy to do and still quite useful if you want to say let's go or let's go to do something together. And next I'm going to teach you how to create this one. And this is not too difficult. So let's take the word syödä, which means to eat. This is the basic form. And then you create the they form. He syövät. This means they eat. And then you remove this that. This is the ending for third person plural. Always. It's always either what or that. And in this case it's that. So it becomes actually let me just I'll put this in the brackets. I'll just have this he because you understand that it means they eat, and then you remove the ending that, so we have only syö left, and then you attach man, and we get eventually syömään. Oh, there's a typo. Right. And this is the form. So let's go through this quickly. We have the basic form. We create the third person plural, he syövät, or in English it's they form, he syövät. Then you remove the ending of that third person plural, which is what or that always, and then you are left with this part of the word, and then you attach man or maan also. I'm going to take a new verb. So, and if we look at the verb here, mennään syömään lounasta, we have the word mennään, which is the regular let's go, and then we have this syömään. This is the third infinitive illative, and then we just have lunch as a partitive form. Okay, there's a lot of kind of lot of stuff here. Just let me know if that was too difficult to explain. Is that same form that used future tense tule plus second verb? Tule syömään. Yes, actually that is true, because there are certain verbs that use this form. You can, for example, use, let's say, let's take a new line. How about what should I say? Me tullaan syömään. So, for example, this means we come to eat. And there are certain verbs that use this third infinitive illative, but I'm not gonna teach you those now, because I just want to teach you this how this let's thing, because I want to keep it easy. Maybe at the end, if there's someone who wants to ask or want to know more, I might check it a little bit more in detail, but let's just keep it simple. Okay, let's take a new verb. Let's take this juoda. Juoda is to drink. Same stuff. We make third person plural, they form. I'll just put the he here because it means they. Juovat. Then we take out the ending, juo. And then in this case we say maan, juomaan. One and too much. And we end up with juomaan. And the thing is, if you are wondering why it's now maan and not man, then that is because of the vowel harmony. And I think I have a, let's see if I have a photo of it here. Yes, and I'm just gonna quickly show you this. So in Finnish, this vowel harmony always tells you which ending you add. Is it either ko or kö, maan or man? And basically it just tells, you have to look at the verb and see which vowels it has. If it has vowels on this left side, then you have to attach an ending that also has vowels here on this left side. And the other hand, if it has vowels on here on the right side, then you also have, the ending also has to has those vowels that are on the same side. So you cannot make a Finnish word which has vowels on both sides. You can check up this vowels in vowel harmony if you want. If you want to check it more. Let's see where we. Okay. How does the Finnish call it? It's kolmas infinitive, I think. Okay, but this is really useful because now you can use this stuff that I just taught you, this rule, with any verb. With any verb, you don't have to worry about the verb types, because I think there's 6 verb types, because this rule applies to every verb. And now let's take some examples of this good let's structures. Let's see what I had here. Let's take a new slide. Oh, that's stuff from last time, I think. Come on, okay, there we go. And let's take some examples here. And why this is powerful, why I'm teaching you this, is because that you can make suggestions to your friends in Finnish. This, for example, means let's go to eat tomorrow. And this is a question, of course. Tomorrow. Nice. Let's have a look at this one. So we have mennäänkö. This is the let's go. This means let's go. And syömään is the second verb in the infinitive form. And then we have just the rest of the sentence as it is. Huomenna means tomorrow. So now you know how to say let's go. Should we go eat tomorrow? Let's go eat tomorrow. Mennäänkö syömään huomenna? Again, this could be also mennäänkö syömään huomenna. Now you sound even more Finnish. Nice. Are you following this at all, what I'm saying? Just let me know if everything seems too confusing. Let's take a new one. New example. Next one. What do you think this sentence means in Finnish? Think about this for a sec. I'll write the answer in a sec. Mennäänkö pelaamaan biljardia? Mennäänkö pelaamaan biljardia? You have to obviously know this verb. This means to play. And Rasmus A also already gave us the answer. So let's go play billiard. That's the correct answer. So let's go to play billiard, or I think pool is also one of the words. Yes. So this one, pelaamaan, is play, and in the infinitive form. Again, this let's go is always the same, mennäänkö. You never make any changes to this one if you want to say let's go to do something. But you always just change the second verb, depending what it is, and this has also been formed in the same way what I just taught you over here. So you just take the they form, remove the ending, and then attach this. Okay, there's something too extra stuff here. Okay, yeah, let's look at here. So you take this line. Yeah, it seems I copy pasted something that I wasn't supposed to. So you take the basic form, make it into the they form, remove the they form ending, and attach this new ending, and that's how you make this. And where were we here? So mennäänkö pelaamaan biljardia? Mennäänkö pelaamaan biljardia? And we have a good suggestion here. Mennäänkö oppimaan suomea huomenna? That's a good one. Let's take that one. Awesome. We have already Fantastics contributing here. That's awesome. Mennäänkö oppimaan suomea huomenna? That's fine. This is completely makes sense in Finnish, definitely. So this means, what do you think this means? I'll let you think about this a little bit before I give you the answer. So let's go, obviously. It's always the same. And oppia is to learn. You could also say to study maybe, but I think this is okay. I can completely understand what this person wants to say. Let's go to learn Finnish tomorrow. Nice. And exactly, this is what I want you other guys also who are learning. Try to create these own sentences with the structure that you just learned. You don't have to obviously do it now, but every time when you learn something new, try to make something funny or some example sentences by yourself if you don't have a Finnish partner to learn with. Good. Let's have a look at some comments. The verb play is always confusing. To play game, play musical sport, instruments to play sports. I tend to confuse. Yeah, okay. Let's study Finnish tomorrow. Yes, exactly. Mennä oppimaan suomalaista huomenna. That's always correct, but if you say suomalaista, then it means a Finnish person. So yeah. Let's go to learn Finnish tomorrow. Yes, and Saek, our moderator, is also joining päivää. Good. Okay. Let's see. Let's take one more example here. We can obviously take more of this. Okay. What do you think this means? I'm going to give you the examples in Finnish because I don't know what are the levels of your levels, but maybe I'll do another example where I give you an English one, then you have to translate it in Finnish. Mennäänkö uimaan viikonloppuna? Mennäänkö uimaan viikonloppuna? We can also say mennäänkö. But yeah, both are fine. Again, let's go to swim. Or I guess it's also let's go. How do you say it in English? Let's go swimming. I guess both are correct, but it doesn't really matter because we are learning Finnish, not English. Let's go swimming. Is it during the weekend? I think during the weekend. Okay, and it's just enough characters here where we are really efficiently using the space we have. Mennäänkö uimaan viikonloppuna? Uimaan is swimming, and uida is to swim. I'll just write it here also. Mennäänkö uimaan viikonloppuna? Okay, and this is the thing, because with this structure you can make some pretty powerful and native suggestions to your Finnish friends. The grammar is quite advanced, but as you saw, it's not so tricky to form. So you can practice this a little bit and make some good suggestions in Finnish. Let's go swimming at the weekend, yeah, or during the weekend, yeah, that's fine. Swimmy, yeah, I'm always making these typos here. Okay, now this is what I wanted to teach you. So let's quickly recap from here. We first had the basic let's, which is always just the passive form. Syödään, let's eat. Juodaan, let's drink. Tehdään ruokaa, let's cook. And we have also mennään jo, let's go already. So that's easy. You just make the passive form, and yeah, actually I forgot to write it down here, but you don't have to. You need to also remove the subject. So for example, you don't say. Do I have it written here? Yeah, okay. So for example, if you compare this sentence, tehdäänkö tänään jotain yhdessä? Let's do something together today. And me tehdään tänään jotain yhdessä. It means like we do something together today. So it's just like we do and let's do. So there's the difference. So you don't have to say this me. Actually, I haven't actually even written it down here at all, because in Finnish we can quite often drop this out, because we can always tell it from the verb with who is the subject. Okay, that's a little bit confusing, but in let's sentences, don't say we, just say the verb. Tehdäänkö tänään jotain? Tehdään tänään. Okay, and then we had the second one. Let's go to do something together. Mennään syömään lounasta. Let's go to eat some lunch. Mennään juomaan kaljaa. Let's go drink some beer. Mennään tekemään ruokaa. Let's go cook some food. And the rule here was you take the mennään, this means let's go, from the previous slide. And then we had this really quite horrible advanced grammar, which you don't really have to quite remember now, aside from just how to make it. And the rule is you take the verb, basic form, syödä, for example, eat to eat, make it into they form, he syövät. Then you remove the ending, that. Then you end up with just this part, syö, and then you attach. Yeah, actually this is something that's not supposed to be here. Let's remove it, and then you just add syömään, and with the caps lock, of course. Okay, syömään. And this is how you make a third infinitive illative. And the reason why I'm teaching you this one, because you can make these suggestions with let's go. In English it's really easy, because you can say let's go to eat. But in Finnish this is actually quite difficult and quite tricky. But actually, as you can see, it's not so complicated here. Good. So this is the stuff what I wanted to teach you in this one. Let's see some questions. Suomea speaking Finnish. Okay, let me open the questions. By the way, I'm also going to announce the winners of the giveaway, of the WordDive giveaway, because it's already finished at the end of this one. Now you have any questions, please ask us. If there's some stuff I can still correct, and help you with the some stuff that's required. And Saika is helping with us here. That's great. We have a giveaway. Yes, we had a giveaway. It already ended, and I'm going to draw the winners. There's two WordDive gift cards available. No questions so far. Okay. Yeah, let me know if this was too difficult. I know because there's some really third infinitive illity. Wow, what is going on? But like I said, the reason why I wanted to teach you this is because it's actually quite easy to do, and you can actually deliver some really powerful suggestions with this. What's the difference between suomea and suomeksi? Suomea is the partitive form, and for example in suomeksi you use suomeksi if you want to say in Finnish. Mikä tämä on suomeksi? What does this mean in Finnish? Suomeksi. Yeah, so always you have the word in ksi if you want to, for example, say in which language. How do you say this in Finnish? Miten sanotaan suomeksi? And suomea is like when you say like I speak Finnish, puhun suomea. But if you want to say what does this mean in Finnish, you can say mikä tämä on suomeksi. Okay, good question. Yeah. All right. Those were just some examples. Great. Actually, I hope my encoder doesn't really go. Actually, I can do this on my phone. Yeah, and if you have any questions now, I can take your questions. I'm going to open the giveaway here as we speak, and I hope I can log into the competition meanwhile. Why doesn't it let me log in? Start now. Let's go there. Continuous Aleksi. Okay. I have a question, but it's not about today's topic. I hope it's okay. I wonder if the Finnish at the universities is spoken Finnish or standard one, for example, the lectures at the seminars at the uni. That's a good question. I was actually thinking about this recently, and I believe it's spoken Finnish. It's spoken Finnish, definitely. It might, if there's like some really old professor, they might use some standard ones, but I still believe that 95% of the Finnish spoken, even at the university, is spoken Finnish, definitely. I was actually paying attention to one lecture and to see like which kind of forms he was using, and he was always saying like this, for example, we passive form and other this kind of characteristical spoken Finnish stuff. So I would still say spoken Finnish, definitely. Will this be on the YouTube channel? Yes, you can watch the replay. Definitely, all these live streams will be archived as a regular video. Okay, let's go finished. And WordDive giveaway ended 2 days ago. Let's go open it. What is paint in Finnish? Do you mean to paint as a verb, or like a paint as like a noun, like a painting? I'd say it's more like 99% of people. Yeah, I think Saika is correct. Definitely. This is the reason why it is important to learn some spoken Finnish. And actually next week, or in the upcoming weeks, I'm going to create like a regular YouTube video where I teach you all the basic stuff of spoken Finnish, like all the forms that we use. And if you know those, then you can actually improve your spoken Finnish skills quite much, because then you understand what are the forms in the spoken Finnish. Let's see, winners. Okay, now I'm here at the, I can actually I'm not sure if you can see them, but now I'm going to draw that there's two winners, and one of each will win a 3-month WordDive gift card. So, and if you don't know, WordDive is this language learning platform developed in Finland. You can learn, there's 10 different languages, including Finnish. And I'm, for example, using WordDive for German, and it's actually quite good. I've noticed that the words kind of stuck into my head, and I'm actually learning stuff. So it's a really good online resource that you can use. It normally costs €10 a month, but with this one you get 3 months for free, so it's really good stuff. So let's see. Let's draw the first winner. Let's make some drumming sounds. Let's draw first winner, and the first winner is... Oh, okay, I didn't draw it yet. Now I have to push. Let's draw. The first winner is... okay, it drew the both one. Okay, we have the winners here, and the first winner is Nora Taylor from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, United States. Congratulations. And the second winner is Carol Diaz from Brazil. Okay, congratulations. And I will contact you personally via email, and I'll send you the gift cards. But if you don't reply to my emails, then I will draw new winners. But awesome. Thanks for the giveaways, joining the giveaway, and happy, no, not happy birthday, congrats to the winners. Okay, good stuff. Now we have a little bit more time. If you have more questions, I'm more happy to pick up those up. The verb of doing to paint. Okay, let me just do it here while we'll have still a little bit of time. Come on, copy it. To paint is the basic form is maalata. And if you want to use this let's form, maalataan means let's paint something. And if you want to say let's go to paint, let's go to paint. Okay, now I'm making really inconsistent entries. Mennään maalaamaan. Wow, is there really so many A's? Maalaamaan. Yeah, wow. I had to even double check that because that looked so funny. Let's go to paint something. Yes, nice. Will you teach slang words, or have you made a video of that topic? I don't think I have done some slang words, but I think I will. It's already on my list, so definitely I want to do it at some point. Only people I heard speaking standard Finnish are news anchors and when president or some other policy gives formal speech. Yes, exactly, yes. And this is the reason why I think it's quite unfortunate that the people at the Finnish classes, they teach like the standard Finnish, because we never speak standard Finnish, and that's the truth. My mother tongue is Spanish, and even with the best translators, it's not pretty accurate to translate any language because there are a lot of idioms. Yes, like don't use, for example, Google Translate, because it doesn't really work that well in Finnish. And in general, if you are learning Finnish, don't force translate stuff from your native language to Finnish, because you end up in language that doesn't sound native. Instead, just instead of trying to get inside to Finnish with your own native language, start inside from Finnish. Like go into the Finnish, don't forget your native language kind of when you're learning, and just start to learn structures in Finnish without trying to rationalize it with your native language, because that's actually quite a common mistake that people do when they're learning languages, and it slows them down and discourages also, because they realize that so many things don't make sense at all. But that's the thing, because the languages are usually different. by nature. Thanks, but do they expect the learner to speak spoken Finnish in the Finnish proficiency exams? Because it's very, very hard to find learning resources for spoken Finnish. If you are speaking about the YKI test, which is this national test, I don't think they don't require a speaking test, and that's the thing. I'm not actually quite sure about that, but in the proficiency exams, I think there's more like this kind of listening comprehensions, and in those ones, because I haven't really done them myself before, but I can check that. Actually, my mother sometimes conducts those. I can ask her. I'd like to know about the prepositions of each Finnish verb, such as let's go, you put man. There's a link in the description. I thought about if some people want to ask about this. There's a link in the description that explains in English this stuff what I just taught you. And there's also some other cases like which kind of infinitive you use with other forms if you want to check it out. Yeah, I'm even not how this stuff video helped me a lot. Thank you, Alex. Okay, that's good. Let me know if this was any useful for you and if you had any value out of this. And if you have any ideas what I can teach you next. This was a little bit maybe there was a little bit advanced stuff, but I definitely want to teach you more useful, easy stuff. Mina is a little bit too late. Yeah, okay, that's too bad, but you can always watch the replay, so not a problem. Okay, awesome. I hope you had some value out of this live stream, and I'm planning to make more this kind of videos, but as a regular videos, not like a live stream video. I'm still going to do live streams also, but I'm planning to include some spoken Finnish stuff in my regular videos, and just to see if you guys also like it, and because there are some quite easy stuff that are not difficult to learn but still useful, and I think I should definitely teach you at least those on YouTube. And yeah, that's everything. Thanks again once more people who joined this. Thanks you for being fantastic. And also congratulations for the WordDive gift card winners. I will be contacting you guys today, hopefully, if everything goes well. And I will see you next week. And next week, and there's also gonna be some more awesome videos next week. Have a great weekend. Stay fantastic. See you next week. So mora.